He blows his whistle and runs away. Eastbourne with the ball long to Joel Robinson. But now under control by Zach Johnfield, who turns on the halfway line. Looks to find Zach Robinson, but it's cut out for Eastbourne so far. And now it's Zach Robinson. Cuts inside on his left foot. 30 yards from goal. Finds Jake Gray in the right wing position. Tommy Block has overlapped. He's got Jack McKnight in support. Hampton just looking to create something on his right hand side. Tommy Block looks to get a cross in. Finds Jake Gray in the box. Crosses. Looks to find Sam Deadfield. Now it's Zach Robinson. Turns, shoots, and it can certainly get some distance on it as another one comes into the box. This time again finding Dean Inman. He goes down under a challenge, but the referee's not interested. Sam Deadfield cuts out the clearance on this right hand side. Tommy Block comes in with the cross. But Lee Morgan does well under pressure from David Fisher. A long ball forward and well.
Go to the commentator.
That's 1-0 to Eastbourne. A long ball forward from Stephen James. We can hardly get our words out. All the way over the top of the Hampton centre halves. Charlie Kendall run through. He's the danger man for Eastbourne and slots through the legs of Alan Julian, and that's 1-0 to Eastbourne.
Yeah, you can see probably just waiting for Jake Gray to come over. Anything on this side of the halfway line is usually Jake Gray's responsibility, and he's got a chance to whip it in again, and he's had success from this in the last couple of games.
Jake Gray whips the ball in to the back post to find Zach Robinson, whose header is towards goal, into the ground, but Lee Morgan is able to sort of dive in almost slow motion there to just didn't quite get the power.
Yeah, on target, good header, but unfortunately the power was lacking, and that allowed the keeper enough time to get across the save.
Recycle with Jack McKnight, finds Reid Donaldson just inside the centre circle. He looks left and finds Leo Hamblin, who's overlapped here on this left hand side, cuts inside on his right, under the attention of Jake Elliott. With a searching cross, Lee Morgan punches. Does well there, the keeper, but finds Hutchinson, but he's under pressure from Tommy Block straight away. Jack Curry, who cuts inside, finds Dominic Hutchinson. Kendall, good link-up play by here Eastbourne, but just behind Curry, who manages to hang on to it until the intervention of Jack McKnight, who finds Sam Deadfield, beats one challenge, beats two challenges, and now plays in Jake Gray, who... that's a very late challenge by... I think that might have been James Hammond, or was it Dominic Hutchinson here on the Hampton right-hand side. It was indeed Dominic Hutchinson. He'd been beaten all ends up by Sam Deadfield, who took the ball over the halfway line, played in Jake Gray, who looked to play a very good ball into Zach Robinson. James, that man again, who really has been everywhere so far, clears his lines, but only as far as Jack McKnight. Seems to be a game just between Steve James and Jack McKnight sometimes. Here's Rory Donaldson. Hampton haven't quite got their shape back yet, but Jack McKnight on this left-hand side looks to clip in David Fisher, but that ball is just sort of pushing the issue a little bit too much there. And Sam Deadfield plays it short to Jake Gray on the edge of the box. Finds his midfield compatriot Deadfield, who unleashes the shot straight to Morgan. Jonathan can keep the ball in play. Under pressure from Steve James on this left-hand side, but it's eventually cleared by James. It stays in, and Hampton can recycle with David Fisher. Crosses right-footed into the box. Dean Inman's there again. Meets the head of Dean Inman cleanly this time. Nearly finds Jack McKnight. Cleared away by Jake Elliott. Finds Sam Deadfield on the edge of the box. Just over the bar from Sam Deadfield after a good period of play from the Beavers. The long ball from David Fisher finds Dean Inman, who finally sort of wins the first real clean header of the game.
With a free kick from James Hammond.
Yeah, Hampton will be looking to not concede again just before half-time. Hammond whips the ball in right-footed. Finds the head of Steve James, who gets that first contact, but he can't really get a clean one on it. Under pressure from Dean Inman, who probably did just enough to, again with another Tommy Block throw-in. If someone's counting, please let us know. But this one's catapulted in, not dealt with. And David Fisher at the back post gets a header in, but probably did the best that he could with it. The initial throw-in wasn't dealt with by Eastbourne at all. Allowed to bounce in the box, the cardinal sin really of all defending. And David Fisher at the back post managed to get a head on it. It looks to find Charlie Kendall, but only finds Rory Donaldson. Hampton can come away with the ball here. With Dean Inman carries the ball over the halfway line. Tommy Block is absolutely demanding it, but he's ignored in favour of Sam Deadfield, who cuts the ball back to David Fisher inside the box, goes down, but again calls for a penalty, but he's never ever getting that one. I think it was just a bit of a slip there from David Fisher right in front of the benches. you could almost throw a blanket over them, but it's won by Zach Robinson. Again by Jack McKnight, the second attempt, and now Hampton can potentially come away with it. Dean Inman looks to play in Tommy Block, but I don't think Tommy Block could quite read that, but he manages to charge down Jack Curry's attempted clearance, and Tommy Block is eventually penalised for a foul on Curry when, I don't know if he was trying his luck from range there, inside his own half, but it's well wide, and Alan Julian can clear the ball long, but flicked on by Zach Robinson. Looks like Jake Gray potentially getting onto the end of it, but a combination of Stephen James yet again and Jack Curry just
did have a chance to just break through the defence and have a one-on-one with Alan Julian, but Hamlin coming all the way across and then going straight back over the other side. Obviously that would have taken quite a lot of energy out of him, but good
Hamlin
to see
on
that
this
sort of commitment.
Hamlin involved once again, played in by David Fisher, and looks to be in a lot of pain there. Jake Elliott.
I'm wondering if that's no, it's not Hutchinson, it's Elliott.
Jake Elliott caught him quite late as he looked to be breaking into the box. Quite a potentially cynical challenge. Plenty of shouts from behind the goal. Looks like probably a yellow card, but just sort of really caught him late, and that's the second booking of the night from the referee, Mr. David McNamara. But I don't think Eastbourne can have any real quick complaints about either.
No, they definitely can't. That's pretty textbook yellow card from Jake Elliott, and kind of shows the amount of pressure that Hampton have been putting on that right hand flank of Eastbourne.
Box down the sideline, almost sort of like a corner-esque, but whips it in, one-man wall, flicked on by Rue Donaldson, and just wide of the back post. Zach Robinson was there, couldn't quite see if he got a touch on it or not. Looked to be flipped.
There's been mistakes from players like Trent Mahorn just there, which has invited unnecessary pressure.
Hamlin with the corner, but it's headed away by Whelpdale to the edge of the box, and well, Greg Lua manages to get another stab of the ball away, and a slightly comical free kick given away by Trent Mahorn pushes Jake Gray into the pitch. Karen Farrell replaces Leo Hamlin, who I think's had actually a good second half certainly, but on comes Karen Farrell. Yes, Jack McKnight coming off for Tyrell Miller-Rodney. Perhaps an attacking substitution. Jack McKnight certainly screening that defence, and perhaps Gary, Johnfield and Karen Farrell. It's going to be Karen Farrell to shoot, but it's straight at Lee Morgan. Just didn't quite get enough. Yes, some more pressure really from the Beavers now as the attacks come again, but the Eastbourne never not a threat on the break. Charlie Kendall plays through, goes past Alan Julian, who looked to come for the ball and converts 2-0 to Eastbourne, and a real mix-up at the back for the Beavers. A long ball that looked to be pretty, well, not very dangerous at all, Ben, but not dealt with. Alan Julian looked to come, but then didn't come. Charlie Kendall picked up the ball, went past the keeper, and wow, there was a couple of Beavers that beats Whelpdale and drives into the box, finds David Fisher on this left-hand side, looks to get across him, but cleared away by Hammond, only as far as Farrell, who heads back into the box, but Mahorn, well, looks to clear, but is high up into the air, and
because I can't see him staying on too long.
Jake Gray whips a cross in, and Zach Robinson heads home! A vital goal back for the Beavers. The set piece is finally coming off. Jake Gray whipping one on from the right-hand side. Looks like Ruru Donaldson clutches the ball and carries it back to the halfway line, but it's most certainly Zach Robinson's goal. Heads home from close range, and well, the Beavers hit back almost immediately, and they really had change here for Eastbourne before we get underway. Greg Lua being replaced by Leon Gravata. And as far as Kendall under pressure from Miller-Rodney, who does well to cut out his initial pass, but Gravata can run beyond him, and there's a real chance for three here for Eastbourne. Joel Robinson, great save by Alan Julian. Claims of offside, not interested, and Alan Julian has really kept the Beavers in the game there. Robinson, it looked easier to score. Might have been for the Beavers, unless they can get a goal back here. Zach Robinson on the left-hand side looks to beat Jake Elliott, who's still on a yellow card, done well so far since then. Karen Farrell plays the ball into Tyrell Miller-Rodney, who finds David Fisher. David Fisher, well, goes down under the challenge of Luke Nippard, but he doesn't get anything.
Whelpdale thinks that his hand is a part of the body that he can control the ball with. He's done it about 3 times since coming on. Beavers
pushing every man forward, and it's just Karen Farrell back against Charlie Kendall, well, who does excellently. A few keepy-uppies there to keep the ball under control, and well, full time here at the Cleo Saul Beveree Stadium.